It's taken literal millennia to reach this point. A rainbow of colors and varieties from a countless amount of selective breedings. The domesticated Betta splendens is so fascinating enough on its own that it can be easy to overlook that it's just one species of a larger genus. The remaining species and even the wild type of Betta splendens are nowhere near as ubiquitous. That doesn't make them any less interesting though, even if they aren't your everyday Betta. Let's start with this plain-colored, skittish fish. This is the Java fighting fish, or the spotted Betta. While they may not be the prettiest to look at, the Java fighting fish is an interesting starting point for talking about Bettas. The fact that this fish is the type species of the genus Betta makes it stand out from the others. Being a type fish, it is considered to represent the reference species of the genus. This species inhabits relatively cool highland streams of Java and Sumatra, two of Indonesia's main islands. The male has unique pale bars on its back, not found in other similar Betta species. One of the Java fighting fish's surviving strategies is to spawn en masse when triggered by water changes. By saturating the water with their fry, they lower the probability of individual fry falling prey to predators. So if you feed them well, change their water regularly, you can expect fry coming out from the male's mouth in about 10 days. Yeah, you heard me right, from the male's mouth. This species takes care of their offspring in their mouth. They are mouth brooders. Now, mouth brooder species are actually quite common in the genus Betta. They are sometimes called pseudo-Bettas, but they're real Bettas, of course. They are believed to have evolved from nest builders in an adaptation to their fast-moving stream habitats. Well, it doesn't seem like a big leap to go from nest building, attentively caring for and moving around the fry with their mouth, protecting the fry from predators, to just gathering them all into the mouth and bringing them along for the ride. There are around 75 species known within the genus Betta. Betta is a large genus with many interesting species other than the ubiquitous Betta splendens, which carries the name Betta. The name Betta itself is derived from the Malay word Betta, which means to feel comfortable and relaxed. Over here, nobody calls this group of fish Betta. We call it cupang, which means hickey. Betta species vary considerably in size. This simorum is about 9 to 10 centimeters in total length. And just in case you're wondering, the stripes indicate his displeasure with the water change we've just done. He's sulking in the corner, glaring. Okay, anyways, compared to the size of simorum, this species of the Betta splendens complex can only grow up to 6 centimeters. Betta embellis is also called the peaceful, quote-unquote, Betta. But hold it there, before you take a photo of this fish, Photoshop it onto a flag, and let loose a rally cry for world peace, I have to tell you that the only thing peaceful about this species can only be found in its name. The Latin word embellis means unwarlike, peaceful, pacifist. This fish doesn't swim in such moral high water. It's quite the opposite. They will fight to the death instead of sharing space. This is one of their distinguishable aggressive traits that comes with being a species in the Betta splendens complex. Just like most species in this complex, Betta embellis is an inhabitant of stagnant waters. Sometimes they have to live in extreme water conditions. To survive, from time to time, they have to jump from one stagnant pool to another. So, if you have them in a small aquarium without a solid lid, on your next visit, you just might find some unsalted, dried fish on the floor, so make sure to keep a lid on them. The popularity of domesticated ornamental bettas has raised the attention towards other species within this Betta splendens complex. wild Betta splendens specimens such as this one are sought after and raised for their aggressiveness. Others are caught to enhance the phenotype of ornamental bettas. Hybridized species between wild and ornamental bettas can reveal beautiful results. However, hybridization isn't always a good thing, due to the existing problem of ornamental bettas being released into the wild. Domestic bettas and wild betta species can breed together and result in more and more quote-unquote wild hybridized bettas. This leads to the introgression of ornamental and wild betta species, or the genetic erosion of wild Betta splendens. In both cases, the wild bettas are permanently tainted with ornamental genes. So these released bettas are a problem. They frequently threaten the ecosystem as a whole and the biodiversity of wild bettas. These issues affect wild betta conservation efforts. It's a rather serious matter, especially when paired with habitat loss. Habitat loss is the major contributing factor that has put many betta species in the IUCN Red List, ranging from vulnerable to critically endangered. Given the right conditions, most betta species can be easily bred in captivity, but this won't help much with the situation in the wild. Out of the 75 species of genus Betta, around 57 can be found in Indonesia. 37 are endemic. Keeping wild bettas is actually quite simple. With the exception of those in the Betta splendens complex, most wild bettas can be housed in pairs or species tanks. It's a good idea to add some vegetation so that they'll feel more comfortable, and also make sure there's a lid on top of the tank to prevent them from jumping, because in general, bettas are pretty good jumpers. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and bye!